Hi there. This is gonna be a short video. I just want to make a quick one tonight. Here's the thing. I really hate now that every time I start to make a video, I have to go in and press a button that says, "No, this is not made strictly for kids." Um, I truly do hate that because when my videos are live, and often it may be because hey Javed, because the stuff I'm talking about, there may actually be some kid-oriented stuff on the off chance that somebody sees something wrong, I have to do that to make sure it's okay, so it's not kid oriented. So I went to the flea market today. There we go. Which is definitely a more more of a family oriented thing. Me and my better half, the first time we got to go out together. Hey David, welcome. Hey Dungeon. So one thing I have to say, and I think this is actually really nice of somebody actually made a comment, and I want to talk. Hey Shadow, and on my channel, and I guess I should clarify it. So I hope I get your name right. Abdurrahman said, "Hey Aaron, I see people arguing in the chat about what constitutes a 50% of the vinegar syndrome sale. If the price drop is going to 12.50, you should inform the guys that vinegar syndrome releases list price is $33, but are sold on the website as $24.99. Hey, Born Strikes, the 50% is off the original list price of $33, not the regular price of $24. Hope this was informative. Actually, it's very informative. Yes, when Vinegar Syndrome are doing their sale and they say 50% off, they are talking about the suggested manufacturer price. So anytime you go to a Vinegar Syndrome site, it's normally already discounted a little bit. So when they're doing 50% off, it's not going to be 50% off if a movie was $25 and the movie is like originally $30 or $33 in the case of whichever one that was. It's going to be 50% off the 33, not off of the already discounted price that you see there. That seemed to have confused a couple people apparently in my last video. Hey David, but I figured that was a really nice comment that was made, and on 4K, gotta get 4K. All right, so me and my better half got to go out together for the very first time since she's come back from Morocco. Like uh, we've been home, we've chilled, we've worked out. Well, it depends on the one. Like not everyone is going to be like is 33. It's different prices, but a lot of them are like that's suggested price. Now that being said, it's going to be what I think for a lot of some of the Canadian ones that I had, like the Canadian prices was around 22, around 15, 17, exactly. Uh, with some being is like older ones being a lot lower than that. Like because they can, some of them can get kind of pricey. So whenever you can get like 50% off or so, I so go for it. That's the same with any company. It's not just Vinegar Syndrome. If any company has a 50% off sale, it's a 50% off the suggested manufacturer retail price. I feel the retail price should be $10, but unfortunately, well, it's not going to happen. It's a mistake. But I understand what you mean, Javid. I feel your pain. As being Canadian, I really feel your pain because it's even more expensive for us. All right, so I picked up two things at the flea market. Me and my better half, we went around. We should pick up a little tent up, like a mini weight set. With the small weights, like the 2.5 pounds, the 5 pounds, the 10 pound ones. Just a smaller weight set. Yeah, no, definitely not the best criteria. But I found two things I found like for really inexpensive. And as you know, Doctor Who Day was a couple days ago. So I picked up I think this might have been like a Walmart exclusive or a Best Buy exclusive. But anyway, it's a pretty decent release. So this is the Matt Smith era of Doctor Who. And this has every episode that he did along with the specials as well. I feel you, man. I feel you. And of course, that is Karen Gillan, who's become a very famous actress since like then. So 30 plus hours, 45 episodes, free comic, digital download apparently. Uh, and along with that, sitting right next to that was this. And I so had to have this. And you guys know that I had to have this. You guys know I have one of the coats that this person wears. So this is Peter Capaldi. And that, of course, is Jenna Coleman, who played Clara, a controversial companion. He's for Doctor from New Era. He's definitely, if you're an older school fan, Cinematech of Doctor Who, if you like the older stuff, Peter Capaldi is probably the closest you got to like old school Doctor Who. Like, probably the best actor that's ever played the role of the Doctor. Not to discount any of the acting, any of the other actors. They did amazing jobs, or or the actress that's playing the Doctor right now. But I still think Peter Capaldi probably had the best like acting chops. First ever season. Didn't you get the Tom Baker one and didn't like it? Was that you, Javid? Or am I getting mixed up with somebody else? You never seen Doctor Who? Well, Doctor Who is an alien who has a box called a TARDIS, which is an acronym for time and relative dimensions in space. It looks like an old school English kind of call box, like police call box, but you go inside it and it's this huge, basically, it's dimensional, so it's huge on the inside. And he goes around, like, or he or she, actually, because it's an alien, so it's not really the sex thing. Goes from different eras and fights like alien creatures and goes back and just does historical stories as well. Just really fun stuff. Okay, it's interesting, the origins. I think, like, if you got the DVD of it, you'd be safe. Eventually, I'm guessing they're all going to come out on Blu-ray. Do they all need to be on Blu-ray? Probably not. But if you put them all out on Blu-ray, there's only 26 series of the original series, and that may seem like a lot, but it's really not, considering the show ran for like a huge, massive period of time, from 1963 to 1989, and at that point ran through 7 generations of the Doctor. If you like sci-fi horror, Ragman, then you're hopefully, if you don't mind like the cheesiness aspect of it, then Tom Baker, who played Doctor Who number 4, he did a lot of like kind of the more gothic, Hammer style Doctor Who episodes, which I really enjoy. Some of them may not play as well today, but I think things like Robots of Death, Dance of the Daleks, Ghostlight, stuff like that really do stand to the test of time. How many episodes in the first ever series that are still that are still around? Well, there was the Unearthly Child, and there was Mind of Destruction. I think so, Mind of Destruction. And there was, of course, the Daleks, otherwise known as the Mutants. And there was another one, but that one was lost, and we only have the audio for it. I don't think so, not this year. I mean, things are tight. I mean, when getting these was a massive thing. Is there a complete box set of Doctor Who? Well, Ragman, Doctor Who was a show that came around in 1963 and went to 1989. There is not like a complete box set yet. For most of the time, when I was growing up, it was hard to even find, basically you traded tapes, like VHS tapes. And you hope to find like Doctor Who episodes, previous ones that you hadn't seen before, and from basically from other countries. And you'd go on, when the online came, you go there. Eventually, BBC started putting out episodes on tape, and then eventually put out episodes on DVD. Oh yeah, there's lots of episodes from Series 1. But now, recently, in the last year, they have started to put out complete series of Doctor Who, because the way Doctor Who is done, it's not like a regular show where it's like an episode and then go on to the next episode. Like, usually runs like serials, like 4 to 6 episode serials. Sometimes they'll be shorter, sometimes they'll be a bit longer. and that'll comprise a complete story. And every season will have several serials. So you'd have to buy like one. Hell, hold on, I'll show you. It's probably going to be easier this way. So when you originally bought Doctor Who, you bought a serial. You like one serial, not a season, not an episode, that type of thing. You got something like this. Okay, so this is Leisure Hive. That is Tom Baker right there. And that is how you buy. You say, okay, I want to get Leisure Hive, and that's what you get. You just get that. Eventually, they started to put out some box sets, and they themed them, and there was only a couple that were complete series on DVD. And the first one was this one right here, which is the one that Javid is talking about, and that is The Beginning. Now, The Beginning, as you see, has an earthly child, the Daleks, and the Edge of Destruction. I said Mind Destruction, so I got it wrong. But it also has audio here from, what's the name of it? Marco Polo, which is the last episode serial that's no longer available. There's a lot from the first Doctor and the second Doctor, William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton, that because they thought this is only for TV, they weren't saving stuff back then, that a lot of that just got lost, and is still lost today. So what they do nowadays is they'll take episodes that only have the audio, because fans would take the audio of the shows back then, and they'll animate them. So they'll animate them so you can actually hear the original audio to an animated episode. That started doing was like really cheap flash animation, like with the what they did with like Shada and the Sound of Shaka. But later on, they did actual hand-drawn animation. So eventually, they finally decided they were going to put out a couple full seasons, and they did. So the two seasons that came out first, or series, I guess you want to call them, series you want to call them. So it was this one right here, Trial of a Time Lord, which is Colin Baker. It's his last series. And the other one was Key to Time, which is, has work by Douglas Adams in it, of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, who worked on Doctor Who, and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy became popular during the time that he worked on Doctor Who, and he had to leave the show. So, to go on that. So this has 6 stories. And when I say 6 stories, each episode has around 3 to 4 episodes on it. Each story has 3 to 4 episodes, comprising a whole season, or series as they call it in England. So for the longest time, it was very daunting to collect Doctor Who, because it cost you, like, here in North America, it could cost you like $25, $35, sometimes up to $40 for one episode, for one like storyline. And each series was comprised of like different storylines. Well, one, check some out online first to make sure that it's that it's kind of your type of thing. I am a huge fan of the old school Doctor Who. Now, Doctor Who came back in 2006. It went off the air, and this is an amazing thing. It went off the air in 1989. Was it 2006? Did I get that right? Maybe I got that wrong. Okay. That's a nice... sorry, my throat. Well, I might actually do that. The first complete season the BBC has is... Warlock, thank you. Is John Pertwee's first season. And even that one, there was episodes that were... but they were originally in black and white, and they actually had to colorize. Because even though the series did come in color, there were certain episodes from certain serials that they only had in black and white. Amazing to know, but that's actually true. Every series from William Hartnell to Patrick Troughton were... Oh no! Well, yeah, there was a movie in the 90s. In 1996, I think, Fox worked with BBC to do a TV pilot movie. Fox did a bunch of pilots around that time. Did one for Generation X, which was a Marvel comic book. They did one. Did a few of them. But one of the ones that they had Paul McGann, who had, I guess, had fame more fame in England, but he had a small part in Alien 3, David Fincher's Alien 3. Oh, and you'll know him. He's the guy that's on the in the medic part on the bed. So Paul McGann played the doctor with Daphne Ashbrook in it as well, and Eric Roberts as the master, woefully miscast. The They tried to like modernize it and kind of Americanize it as well. Not all of it worked. It did really do well in England. It did amazingly well in England, but over in over North America, it didn't do so well. I think it probably did well here in Canada. We've always been huge Doctor Who fans here, but I think everything will eventually that they have will go on. I think that the episodes that they don't have, they'll eventually make like animated episodes of with the animation. There was never any like full like Doctor Who like cartoon series. Just to let you know, the comics I found the comics good. Very pretty Americanized. So because they tried to make him half human in the TV movie, which they kind of got you know eventually got out of there. Yeah, Dalek Mania, Alan. I have it over there. Not the Anchor Bay one, but I got it from England. I got the Dalek collection from England, and it has like the two Amicus put out two like feature films back in the '60s, back when Doctor Who was in black and white. It was a huge idea to see it come in color. But where to start really depends, actually, honestly, on if you want to start with the new series. If you want to start with the new series, then start with Chris Eccleston. It was fantastic. And also, if you want to start with the old series, it depends on the type of story you like. Tom Pertwee is the most alien Doctor Who you're going to see. Sorry, Tom Baker. John Pertwee is more of like the action Doctor Who. He's on like land most of the time because he gets stuck on Earth. But there's aliens that come down to Earth. What they get? Obviously, you hear me talk about Doctor Who, so you know I got something Doctor Who, right? So I got these for really good, actually. So the complete Matt Smith and the complete Peter Capaldi. And as you guys know, I had the big like Blu-ray set that had the comic book and remote that looks like a sonic screwdriver. So I needed to have these in my collection. I'll eventually get the Blu-ray sets with the Who, with the extra features and all that type of stuff. But have them to like to own them and watch them. I want to take these. I'm probably going to take these to Morocco with me when I go in January. Are they really? My dad actually gave me. They're on Blu-ray now, by the way, or maybe those are out of print too. But I just got the regular DVD set because I just wanted to have the films and I wanted to have Dalek Mania. So I'm probably going to take these with me to Morocco when I go because I want to have some stuff. And thank you in the apartment to kind of like to watch. And I'm a huge like Whovian, so I'll probably watch some of these, especially the Day of the Doctor, because I get to watch Matt Smith and David Tennant and John Hurt together, and that is pretty awesome in my opinion. I'm missing some of your comments here, and I do apologize. One of the mystery Blu-rays from Vintage Cinema has two different slipcovers, but only the fans of Pure do get it. That is true. Do I watch TV? Yep. Doctor Who starts, by the way, on January the 1st. And for people that weren't a big fan of the last series, give this series a chance. It looks to be a lot more exciting. The War Doctor. You are a fan of Doctor Who. Yes, I do plan to, like, hopefully, like, I'm only going to Morocco for a trip right now, like, because some stuff has to be done. Well, yeah, I watch, like, Law and Order and Criminal Minds and stuff like that. Well, SVU, I guess, now. I used to watch Criminal Intent as well. It had, like, Jeff Goldblum, so I had to watch it. And, of course, Vincent D'Onofrio. Hey, Hammers. You grew up with Doctor Who. Oh, so yeah, I'll be making videos when I eventually go there to live. But I'm just going for a trip now. Like there's some stuff that has to be done. Some where I want to go see the apartment. There's like some personal things we have to do there as well. Do I play any Doctor Who mobile games? I haven't found one that's really caught my attention yet. Oh yeah, I watch like Law and Order SVU, for instance, is a show I've been addicted to since it started. I don't, wait just for the DVD. I watch the show, uh, like several times. I just recently watched last week, yeah, uh, the uh, the Epstein episode, the kind of first part of it. Uh, I used to watch a lot. We watch some football. Well, soccer, I guess, is here. But football, football. What's called football, the rest of the world was called soccer here in North America. I watch a bit of that. I'm Canadian. I watched a bit of hockey back in the day. I don't watch as much of it anymore. When I'm out, or if I'm at like a place that's playing it, I'll watch that. I watched some tennis, gymnastics, of course, because I was a gymnast. Uh, oh, actually, that Law and Order is off the air. That the only one on the air right now is Law and Order SVU, and I think the next one is Law and Order Hate Crimes. That's going to be the next series. Uh, but I watch sports entertainment as well. Wrestling, um, but not a lot of that. I watch AEW pretty much, and the occasional NXT, but mostly AEW right now. I've kind of gotten out of it. It's I got like a lot of like sets and stuff like that, like the older stuff. I'm gonna go back and watch some ECW or that type of stuff. Um, that's the old school Law and Order, man. I used to like that. They had like Chris Noth on there, and like rest in peace Jerry Orbach. He was on there as well. But SVU is really really good. Canada's big, yeah. Oh yes, and somebody else is Morocco, and it's in North Africa. And people often make the mistake of North Africa and South Africa. So, do I watch YouTube? I do because my better half is a huge YouTube watcher. We watch videos from people, some of the people that are on here, by the way, and we watch videos that my better half is really into. Like so we will watch a lot of like the guys like Brandon Tennell, like guys like that. Brandon Tennell like definitely for sure. Count Wolfula, if you guys know what Count Wolfula is, really kind of shares my sense of humor. Uh, so I really like a lot of his stuff. I'm waiting for a Saw one to come up, but that's taking a while. But we did watch the Hills of Eyes 2 one today actually. I know they need to keep it going for a little bit longer, and then we need to know there needs to be like a definitive time that they know it's going to end, because we have to get the original guy back for the last season, because he said he would come back, like at when the season when series was ending, he'll come back for the last season, kind of clue up any other storylines that he has there, and I would like to see that happen, because I don't want to happen what happened in Criminal Minds, where like, hey, let's finish off that storyline with Mandy Patinkin's character by killing him off screen and making a story out of it. Oh, I have a lot of favorites. Hellbent was a really good one. I think it's Hellbent. That's an early one. I don't remember what the name of it is. If I remember, I'll find out. Um, there's a great Peter Capaldi one with I can't remember the name of it. Like one of the Doctor Who fans will probably know this one, and basically it's about an alien invasion, and he gets the alien, like the leader of the aliens, which are Zygons, and gets the leader unit in the room, and gives them each a box, and in the box is an ultimate weapon that can destroy the other race. And he gives that to them, and he basically tries to convince them not to use it on the other one. Um, so eventually they decide not to do that. And but we find out that there's really nothing in the box that's going to hurt anybody else, and he has gone through trying to convince them to do it like around 30 times, and every time one of them makes it fatal mistake of doing it, and he wipes their mind, and he does it again until it goes right. It's a great episode. No, I don't actually. I live in well, I'm originally from Newfoundland. I grew up in Newfoundland, and I was in Alberta and in Ontario. Uh, I think it may have been actually. I think you're right. It was a great one actually. But I'm actually in Nova Scotia now, so North Sydney. Hey, Carlito, welcome. Um, so basically, if you've ever seen the original My Bloody Valentine film, I live close to that. I live close to what was called in the movie Valentine's Bluff, but in reality, Blink is amazing. It's a great episode. But in reality, it's called Sydney Mines. It's a it's a smaller town. I'm not so much used to smaller town areas. It's taken me a while to get used to it. The people here are very nice. Um, it's just that I'm more used to like more of an urban setting. From Shakespeare country. Nice. I actually love Valentine. A lot of people hate on it, but it's a favorite of mine. I love Jamie Blank's like work from like Valentine. I like Storm Warning. Of course, I loved Urban Legend. Even when he did do Urban Legend too, I like that one too. Uh, but yeah, I think Jamie Blank's really good. I love Valentine. I think that it's a must own from Scream Factory because the features on it are incredible. Um, Valentine and Urban Legend are ones that you gotta get. I don't have the Andy Griffith show. Actually, I was never a big Andy Griffith guy growing up, and not because I really didn't like the show. It just wasn't something the Blade does exactly. Wasn't something that I really got into. Uh, but I remember like the song and the whistling and all that. Uh, do I have a least favorite doctor? When I was growing up, it was Peter Davison. Uh, that was my least favorite doctor growing up because I just felt that he seemed too bland, and there was way too many companions in the TARDIS. And as I grew, I grew to like him more, and I saw what they did by like it was new to have a actor of his youth at the time to go to play the Doctor, so they put a bunch of people in the TARDIS, with them, kind of like to take the heat off a bit. I always think that's a bad idea, and that doesn't work out in the long run. And it takes like either one of the companions are going to get like short shifted, or the Doctor's going to get short shifted. Nebula. Oh, so yeah, Amy Pond, right? But I think that when they made the Doctor female recently, and it was controversial. They made the same mistake. They put a bunch of people in the TARDIS again to try and hedge that bet, but in doing so, they kind of like shifted away from the Doctor, uh, and one of the companions really got a bit of the short end of the straw, to be honest with you. But I got to say honestly, I do like them all. There's not a Doctor that I don't like. I'm literally am like I am a Whovian. I'm a big fan. I have Doctors that I like more than others. I was all on board for Whittaker because I really love that actress. However, I really don't think that the writing of the last series did her any favors at all. Eddie Izzard was like one of those like guys that was in the running for a while. I haven't caught much of it. I mean, I want to watch it. I saw the first episode. I liked what I saw. I love Ruby Rose. I've always been a big fan of of her. She kicks ass. Like she literally, Ruby Rose legit looks like somebody that could kick your ass. So when they said, well, Ruby Rose is going to be playing Batwoman, I thought, well, that's perfect. I read the comics, so when I pictured a Batwoman, Ruby Rose is kind of what I pictured. Because we're not talking Batgirl, we're not talking Barbara Gordon, we're talking Batwoman here, which is more of a badass, like a legit female counterpart. But I've only seen the first episode, and just because I haven't had time. Is there anyone that I would like to see play Doctor Who? Actually, when they said that it could be a girl playing Doctor Who, I wanted Olivia Colman. If you don't know the actor, she's a big actress now. She won an Oscar, but Olivia Colman is one of those actresses that I really like. So I would like to have seen her play the Doctor. You see the candy clock in the background, but I don't know. There's a few actors that I wanted to play Doctor Who. Back in the day when I was a kid, I remember Anthony Newley. He was, look him up. He was actually a really good quirky actor. I thought he would have done amazing playing the Doctor. Benedict Cumberbatch, I think Sherlock is a little bit too close to the Doctor. I don't want not Madonna because she's still American. Even if she uses British accent, she's still American. I don't want to ever see an American actor playing Doctor Who. You can be British. You can be like you can be from the UK. You can be English or you can be Scottish, or maybe, or me, because I'm Canadian. I'm about as close to British as you can get without being from over there. That would be horrible, though. Nobody would watch that show. You think people get upset now, get Canadian me in the role, and yeah, then you'll see like rants. But yeah, there's a few people. I'm hoping it's going to be good. It's Daniel Craig's like swan song. They'll probably be going for like a younger Bond afterwards. I heard that they might like kind of branch out the franchise a bit. I would like if they did that. Like there's like at the beginning apparently, there's like a thing that was leaked that that there's another 007, and she's there. It's a girl, and because and people ask, well, why did they do that? Well, because he retired at the end of the last film, but he comes back like in the new film. So I guess he comes back, gets his 00 moniker back again, or he comes back for one last adventure. And and I guess then they'll choose another James Bond. She's 001, is she? Oh, okay. Because people started freaking out, but oh my God, they're making James Bond a girl. No, they're not. They're just making another. There's been 00s before that have been other people. It's not a big deal. But they're I would like them to branch out and see more. There are actually. I've seen that. In St. John's, I've seen that a bit actually. And the old Newfoundland flag before, like Confederation. We have that as well, But no, I would like to see them kind of put a younger Bond in there, and maybe branch out and do other 00 storylines. Maybe rather than to keep it up. Oh, Newfoundland's definitely an island. Maybe to keep up the Bond series and without having it seem over bloated. Maybe they could do a Bond film every 2 to 3 years and have a different 00 story, and you could go with a different one every time. No, what's a big deal? Robert Carl. I missed your comment. We're what's the big deal? Matt Hannon as a doctor? I used to live in Newfoundland. I'm originally from there. My accent probably gives me away. So recently I was told I had a European accent on the phone. I don't. Not at all, actually. See, I can tell the difference between an American accent and a Canadian accent. Really, I find it really distinct. But that's the thing. There's so many different accents, like within Canada and within America, within Newfoundland itself. There's a lot of different accents, and there's like smaller areas. Well, yeah, but she's not playing James Bond. I mean, like I get like some people like were upset about like Doctor Who got changed, blah blah blah. It's been so many years, to each their own type of thing, whatever. But she's just playing a double O agent, and we've had a lot of double O agents. Is this the first double O that has been female though at all? Because I'm pretty sure we've had secret agents in there. The Spy Who Loved Me. She wasn't a double O agent, but she was the equivalent on the other side. This Black Friday is going to be your first Vineyard Random titles. I think so. It really depends on what you like. I mean, there's stuff like Incubus, which I think is really good. A Woman's Torment. My dad actually contacted me today because where the website's down, he wasn't sure what are some of the titles to pick up. So I came down here to my movie library. Oh, I forgot about the one Thunderball. So yeah, it's nothing new. It's not new. I would love to see I'd love to see like a Money Penny like type of film or two. Because one, Money Penny, the new Money Penny is like one, she's hot, and two, she's badass, but not a good shot. So it'd be interesting to see like if they would do something with her. I really wish they would actually, because I really like the actress that plays Money Penny. Yes, Severin is doing a Black Friday sale. Liquid Sky is a really good one. Well, they haven't really done it yet. Well, I don't think they are going to do it. But like they just gotta like. It's kind of hard to say if it's going to be effective before it's done. The movie hasn't come out yet. Yeah, the Halle Berry Jinx spin-off that never happened, of course. Liquid Sky is a really cool one. Oh, Pussy Galore was kind of like was a bad girl. And if you read the book, it's even back then, it was kind of controversial. Her character. Simon Terra coming for Ronan. Well, my son's I have a son and a daughter. My daughter's the oldest. My son's the youngest. They both collect a bit, not like me. My dad collects films, like seriously collects films. That's kind of where I got it from. But my son's more into like Korean stuff and that, and my daughter's more into the Japanese stuff. My dad's watched Doctor Who like back in the early days. I don't think he's watched any of the new stuff. He doesn't watch much TV. Like that's not his thing. Thank you. It's a very psychedelic film. It really depends on the stuff that you want. I mean, like go into it. I'm gonna buy the Angel trilogy. I just think people have to like lighten up. Or, I mean, like it's serious. It's a movie or a show or a TV show or whatever. Some people are gonna like it. Some people aren't gonna like it. But for me, at the end of the day, it's like okay. Ariana Grande, right? Next, type of thing. Usually, I watch some AEW and I do watch some WWE when it comes to like the bigger shows like WrestleMania and Royal Rumble, stuff like that. Woman Chasing Butterfly of Death. I haven't seen it, Ken, so I really don't know. But if anybody here has seen it and they know, what do you think about Vanilla Sky? That's the Tom Cruise movie. I like that actually. I like that. I've never been a big boxing like I boxed, but I've never been a big watcher of boxing. Everybody's gonna have different tastes. I like the film Vanilla Sky. Did they really? I didn't watch Survivor Series. But see, NXT would have to dominate it because they, aside from this, the last episode, AEW has kicked their butt in the ratings, and WWE is truly trying to put over NXT and win the whole Monday night thing. I don't think it fit the fandom. I mean, at the end of the day, like Warlock, I guess my thoughts on on things, like in that type of matter is, and I'll leave it at that. I don't want to argue or we can debate. That's friendly debating school. Uh, you don't cater. I don't ever think you should cater. Never. That's horrible. Uh, that's that's when you get the bad stuff. That's when we get like the remakes that shouldn't happen, and all those reboots and just films that are just just there. Make fans like yeah, no, it's cool. Like that's the thing. We don't have to agree on everything. We just respect each other's opinion. That's all. It's okay to disagree. Um, but the thing is, don't challenge your fans. Do different stuff. Uh, I had a safe space in just like making a video and putting it online and just going with that. And that's what everybody did. And I could have catered to the audience that just did that. But instead, I decided I was going to press the button and go live and buck the trend. And I enjoy the fact that whether I like it or not, I enjoy when they buck the trend. Sometimes it doesn't work. Rob Zombie's Halloween. For me, that's an example of it not working. But they tried something different. And other times, 2018 version, I think it worked. But it's all dependent upon like opinion. Um, the Doctor Who, for instance, best ratings that it's had in a long time. So yeah, that's worked ratings-wise for them so far. I think creatively it hasn't worked yet though. I think the jury's still out on that part of it. Um, do I think anybody was going to be upset because that James Bond has a female spy with him in a film? No, because James Bond has had a female spy with him in every and a lot of the films, and it hasn't got people upset yet. But there's people that are going to get upset just for the reason of wanting to be upset. That's my thought on it. Like if somebody like is legitimately saying, "I'm not sure if it's a James Bond movie. There's a female spy in James Bond." One of the best James Bond movies of all time is The Spy Who Loved Me. That has a female spy with a really big part in the film. So I call BS on people when they say that. In my not so humble opinion. Why don't I make regular pre-recorded YouTube videos anymore? Because, and I still eventually am planning to do certain ones, like do like I wanted to do video essays, that type of thing down the road, do some commentaries. And that's like, but I prefer this. The studio battles, I should do more of those actually. I did like doing the studio battles, those were fun. That was, when I was doing studio battles, was like kind of switch things up. My rants, do I have rants? If I do, I try not to. I try to be, what's the word? I try to make it inclusive for everybody. Like I want anybody to come in here and like whatever they like. If they don't don't like what I like or don't like all the stuff I like or they disagree, it doesn't matter. As long as they have fun. As long as people come in here and have fun. My Scream Factory rant. There are certain movies I would love to do an audio commentary for. That's I do. It's true, Warlock. I do like to have conversations. And there was a video I was watching today. What was it? It was on Sin Massacre, actually. You know, James Rolfe. And he did like his favorite, like the best video store in the world. And it looks amazing. Definitely check it out, guys. It's this really cool looking video store. The idea behind this whole channel, behind like in the present tense, and this here is, and I think I've said this before, and I apologize if I'm. I actually watched that day. If I did think it was one of his better ones because I missed that on some stuff. Yeah, it's true. Like that'd be really freaky. So like, oh my God, the voice is in his head. Randy Orton song plays. But was to make the movie club feel like going into a video store and chatting with people about films as you're looking around at other films. You go to, say you went to a Blockbuster, you're over looking at the horror section, somebody comes over, you got something picked up, you're looking at it, and they're like, oh yeah, I saw that movie's like pretty good, and you start talking. And all of a sudden you got like this new best friend at the video store that you don't see anywhere outside of there. Shot me up. Logan Toxic rocks those videos, and then he really does. Cat Lover, by the way, the reason you didn't see the response is because I haven't done it yet. I'm sorry. I will send you like a response, whether it's here or or through Patreon. I'll send you one. Will I ever do an outdoors video? Yes, I owe you guys a video of Valentine's Bluff, so I have to do one before I move from here. A full uncut complete collection video. Do you see how much I tried? I tried to do a complete uncut collection video. I did find that it was too long. But I want to and I did break it up. I want to do another one. I am going to do one for here, and I'm doing one for my Patreon channel, an exclusivity type of one because I owe it to people. You watch 12 hours. I don't think I could do 12 hours. I love James Rolfe stuff. Unlike the nostalgia critic, James Rolfe knows what he's talking about a lot of the times. And when he doesn't know something, he doesn't pretend to. I'm not a nostalgia critic fan, just so you know. And I think, like, for me, I did watch some of the stuff. And then even before the whole, cool blue. I can't talk about that. But what was I going to say? That distracted me. Sorry. I do watch films in movie theaters. We go to drive-ins as well. We love drive-ins. You'd be bored a day in life for me, actually. We definitely, if you want to go for it, well, go for it. Don't let anything like dissuade you. I hope that eventually there will be like an even better platform. This is pretty much a vlog. Hoarding up video. There are hoarding up video people out there that are way better than me. That's why I haven't done a lot of that. But I do eventually want to like go out and do. Something that may not, and I don't know if it comes across or not. In that video, like I'm definitely I'm a quieter person. Like usually, I'm a hyper person, and like around my friends and stuff like that, I'm more outgoing. But around like in general, I'm a bit more quiet. Well, hopefully those personal reasons, like if they're not good personal reasons, hopefully they work themselves out. Because, dude, never want to think of anything bad happening. You never know, and it's a good outlet. It's not for the voice to do a horse. Thank you, and you know why that means a lot to me, Alan, because as I've mentioned on here a couple times, I'm epileptic, and for the very first for the first few years of my life, I had a massive stutter. I couldn't talk like normally. Kids would bully me, and I would be put in the middle of a circle, and they would like get me to swear because I couldn't say my F's very well, and that's what happened. And I got in a lot of like little fights and stuff and all that. And then I met a teacher that got me into acting. Do I drive? I do not. I cannot. Eventually, hopefully, I would love to, but because that I got a doctor's note, I got to, so a lot of stuff got to do. I can drive. I have driven cars before. I haven't had a license, but I have driven cars before. Thanks a lot, Cool Blue. I'm sorry I couldn't get into that. It's just like there's like little issues there. I don't like go drama stuff on here. Oh no, it's no man. Questions are not a problem. That's what I'm here for. It is. I mean, one of the hardest things for me when I was growing up was I was kind of nervous about hanging out with some people because I had a lot of seizures when I was a kid. I had grand mal seizures. Um, but and I would meet people, and if I had a seizure around them, some of those people, and it was understandable. They were kids too. Found it a little bit scary to be around me at that time, and that's okay. Uh, you guys take time to write the comments. I take time to try and read and answer as many as I can. Um, this all started with me like reading comments like were that written on videos before, and I started to do this what's called the C section as a joke, um, as a part of my video. But I do take medication. I take, and I'll let you know what I take too. I don't mind doing that. I take phenobarbital, which I've been taking since I've been 3 years old. And since grade 7, I added onto that Depicane, otherwise known as valproic acid. And that is my mixture. I don't know if my better half would say I'm humble. She'd say I'm goofy, and a bit of a geek. Well, a lot of a geek actually. I kind of wear that whole geek thing. Like I don't. Oh yeah, I mean like Ricky. I mean I can't. Really? So yeah, it's pretty rough. Phenobarb is like one of the ones that you don't take so much anymore because obviously it's a barbiturate. But I've been on it since I've been 3 years old. Maybe I'm permanently stoned. Maybe that's the reason I'm so the way I am. Uh, but yeah, I've actually just started like taking it all processed foods in my diet and just eating, you know, fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. Oh, somebody asked me if I own my own house. This is a rental, but I do have a condo. I own a condo in Morocco. Me and my better half do together. Do I sleep much? More than I used to. I was a perennial insomniac for like a I like that comment for like a long period of time. But lately, honestly, I'm older. I'm getting older, and and I get tired earlier sometimes. If it, I hope not, Alan. Maybe. I mean, I guess in the wrong context. I have a lot of caffeine, but I also am a person that for me, when it came to like finding ways to get around that, like get around like seizures was a big thing. Um, Aside from like medications, it was just like learning to like take things in stride, basically. Um, Chilling out a bit, trying not to get caught up in too much like drama in real life or whatever, and do a lot more meditation stuff like that. Do I ever take a break from movies? I I don't. No, I have not. I know that Manu Carpadero. I should have it. I don't know. I mean, like knock on wood, but I used to. I used to have them like regularly, like a lot. Now it's more like spacing it, that type of thing. Um, no, not to say that it can't happen. It can happen. Relaxation is key. Uh, I uh, I learned. I did yoga for a bit, and I worked out and stuff like that. Things to just like I boxed, like and just basically like hit punching bag, that type of stuff. Do live movie reviews. I did watch a movie tonight, by the way, guys. I watched Hobbs and Shaw, like the Fast and Furious film, and it is like mindless action, super fun. I love mindless action. I had the girl from The Crown in it. Actually, I was surprised by that. I do. I love documentaries. Uh, One of the reasons I have so many films are the features on so many of them, and I love features. Like utterly, I adore like commentaries, featurettes. Like I love when you get like something like the Critters one, like that had like an hour long, like an over hour long features on some of the films, and half hour long features on like on sequels and all that type of stuff. I heard that Wreck. My mom got me Wreck for Christmas, the Wreck box set. I don't have it yet, obviously not to Christmas. Remind me, I can do that soon. But there's feature length making ofs on the Wreck box set that are longer than some of the films. So that I'm looking forward to checking out, because I did like the Rec series. I don't like I wasn't really big on like a lot of the found footage stuff. I'm very jealous cat lover. There's a flat Earth documentary. I got to see. I still got to watch. Wait a minute. I think I have seen that. Is that the one where at the near the end of it, like some flat earthers are accusing other flat earthers of being like, it's like it gets really conspiracy-ish. Stephen Thrower, Tim Lucas, Sam Deegan, or Kat Ellinger. I agree. Throw in Heather Drain as well, as one of the musts. No, I'm not a flat earther. Because science. When everybody asks me questions about stuff like that, because I don't get, I'm not getting, but just science. I am, my better half is a scientist. Like that's what you went to school for. Um, so anytime like people come up with like stuff like that, I'm always thinking, well, no, dude, because science. Science is not an opinion-based thing. Am trying to raise money to make a Dick Maas documentary. Are they really? That'd be cool, actually. Rec was a big surprise. Rec surprised me. I do. I went to college many times, but my degree is in business. Uh, Other times I got to go early, but I went to school first for journalism, and I was doing I was actually doing very well in journalism, aside from things that were totally my fault. Uh, and I was sniped from journalism to art. Like literally, I was in a dorm, and I was editing some stuff, and while I was doing it, I was writing pictures. I was like drawing pictures, like kind of like just kind of like doodling. That's that you call it. And I did like one of Darkman, and one of like Michael Myers, and I did like a Tom Ritter one. And I had them like I was like doodling while I was trying to like figure out like the editing stuff for like a radio program. And I was putting them up there. And the guy in my my roommate, he was in art school. It was the art program, and the teacher came in one day, and he saw a bunch of my stuff up around, and he said, "Do you have a portfolio?" And I was like, "Not really." And he said, "Get a portfolio." So I did, and I gave it to him, and I got accepted to art, and then I got married for the first time, and so I had to leave school at that point, and eventually well, my after I got it on my own again, and when I got with my now better half, um, I ended up going to business school. I was working at a bank. I went to a business school, and I certain things I liked, like we did like all different aspects, and public relations. I was really into, and social media, and those were kind of, and advertising. Those were like three of the bigger ones that I found that I excelled in more, that I had more of an interest in, and I did. So I got my business once. So, and I am now. No, I do not have a high-paying job. I have a very low-paying job. I live in a smaller area. There's not a lot of high-paying areas around here, like jobs around here. My better half has a much better paying job than I do right now, and a lot of that has to do with basically that the best paying job place for a job in my area is in the area that she works in, and because she works in in that division that I would have to work in, um, I I can't work there because it's a conflict of interest. I have a job where people are very nice. I have to say that the people that I work with are seem to be mostly, by far and large, an extremely nice group of people. But no, I don't have a. I'm on here. I have a Patreon account. I have the opposite of a high-paying job. I uh, I would have loved to have had like I never thought about this being like a thing, like being an ongoing thing, as in a career type of thing. But obviously, yes. Like if I was a if I could do this, if this was my thing, I would love to do YouTube. But it's not going to happen. True Warlock, that's really good. I'm missing so much there. Media studies, oh, nice. Bob Lazar alien documentary. I'm so behind on some of the stuff. What I did watch though, I did watch The Ties That Made Us. Love that show. The third series of that season that like dropped last week, I think, and we've sat and watched all four episodes. Amazing, and it's always the episode that you don't expect to be like super fascinating that turns out to be the best episode of the season. So if you've never seen Ties That Made Us, it's a really cool documentary show. But I like to direct a film. Yes, it's been a dream of mine. I love to direct a film. There was a time when I wanted to be in front of a camera, as in like acting. Not so much anymore. But I would money equals Cinetech. Money equals me being able to eat. But I would prefer more to be behind the camera. And I think that started when I was like in late high school. I was usually the person that would like be acting on stage for like Christmas productions and stuff like that. And I was going to see my mom for Christmas. It was a big deal. I was going to get out. I wasn't going to be there for like the Christmas play, the pageant type of thing that was going on. So I was asked to direct it, and I got the directing bug back then, and I managed to do like a little bit like here and there, but most of the stuff that I did like at that point was really in front. My dad, um, I always thought I was gonna be like I was gonna be doing something like that. Like thank you, Hitler. Uh, I always thought I was gonna be doing something like acting. I was going to be doing something and in a way, I guess I am. Like this is kind of that. For me, Warlock, I never wanted like the thing was I would have been poor anyway because I didn't want to do like, or I wouldn't have been like rich because the type of acting that I wanted to do wasn't in a movie. Ironically, uh, no, I had no interest in movie acting in the slightest. I would have definitely been behind the scenes in film. I liked stage. I like theater stuff. That was kind of my jam. So I would have stayed like off whatever Broadway, improvisational groups, that type of thing. So obviously not making any big money, and if I could have swung it, and I did get like certain things where I was close to getting, were probably soap opera roles, because soap operas are just like stage anyway. Oh, I have checked the web movie one. Actually, I remember he's been on it for forever, man. A web movie one, and who's the other guy too? The oh, difficult is beyond. It is insanely difficult. Were you thinking of going down that road, Warlock? Cool dude, that's the one. Yeah. Um, they even both lost tremendous amount of weight around the same time, actually, which was very like wow. So it was. Um, cool dude has actually acted in a few films. He did like a few like in low budget films, stuff like that. I think he was in a couple of the witchcraft films, actually, the later ones. You get the bug, right? Like once you get the acting bug, that it sticks with you for the rest of your life. If you never do it again, I haven't acted in years, and I don't know if I. And acting like anything else, there's a skill, there's a talent to it, and you have to act because you gotta, it's not just something like people say, oh, you just go on. No, you gotta work at it. I want that one. I want their treadmill, man. Do I go to movie conventions or a place for us to meet you? You mean do I go to? Uh, there was going to be a YouTuber type of convention thing a few years back in England that never ended up happening, but I was invited to that. Uh, it was a much smaller channel back then too. I no, I've never been to like a VidCon or anything like that. I do go to some conventions sometimes, although it's been a few years. Uh, if I'm ever in your town, we can have coffee, chat about films. Do I go through to watch plays? Not so much anymore. I used to have it, but it hurts a bit to be honest with you. Well, there's the thing: when you act in a smaller area and you're the best in that area, and then you go to like a bigger area where everybody's acting and everybody's been the best in their area, then there's this like big shock all of a sudden, like okay, I was the big cheese right here, and now there's like 27 other big cheeses. Am I as good as they are? And for some people they'll just like, oh my god. uh, for me, I never had like any I never had any doubts when I was young about like, okay, this could I do this or type of thing. No, I felt I could. I just didn't. Just life happens, and you end up going out of other directions. If I was meant to be acting right now, I would be acting right now. So I don't mind that it didn't happen. Act Christie play. Oh, nice. Trying to horror con. Nice, Warlock. Are you going to it? Uh, I don't. I do like the game. I'm not great at it. Um, I was gonna get the new Pokemon game, the Sword Shield one, um, but I didn't because money. That's a nice way to put it. I guess yeah, in a weird way, I guess I kind of did find my niche. It's hard, um, and it, not even like when you're on stage. Uh, if somebody else misses their lines too, like that can be pretty. $35 isn't that bad actually for admission. I paid a lot more than $35. That's good, man. I went to Montreal Comic Con, in like a couple years in a row, like not recently, a few years ago, and man, I paid a lot more than 35. It was like over $100 for like the for each of our tickets, I think. Did I watch the D&D trilogy, like Dungeons and Dragons? Uh, I saw like a low rent movie. A few sabers over the years. It's nice when you get to meet like some. I haven't actually. I didn't know there's a trilogy. I watched the cartoon, and I saw one of the I guess it might have been straight to DVD movie. It seemed like it because they're the budget wasn't the greatest. My better half probably has. She loves fantasy films. Um, Fantasy films like action films. She likes kind of like mindlessly fun entertainment. She doesn't want anything stressful, anything kind of like dark. Like she's not me like me watching horror films. What's he? Maybe I didn't see it then. Grant for me said, "Well, that's good. That's pretty cool." What what movie do I put on most? Painful films. I make my friends watch painful films originally when they first meet me, which was probably pretty mean. Um, I I've made my friends watch movies like Things. I'm not even joking. Uh, Nail Gun Massacre. When I was single and I was dating and stuff like that, I had a litmus test of films that I would show girl, and if they got it, then like we'd go out more. No, I never was never Hudson Hawk. It was let's see, wait, it was actually not even a horror film. It was Grease 2. I gotta check him out actually. I think I know my better half has probably seen him, or if she hasn't, she's it's the stuff she'd be interested in. I mean, I paid more than $30 for like getting a picture like of one of the actors, um, and some of them are really nice. So, like, uh, I remember Kevin Sorbo being like super nice, really nice guy. Like his handler was a bit of a jerk, but he was like he just ignored his handler and just like talked to people. So and I like but no, Grease too. It was the movie that I'd show girls. And if they got it, then it's like that Grease 2 and because I did want to show and Shock Treatment. Shock Treatment was big for me when I was younger. At least the musical. It's not a sequel, it's not a prequel, it's an equal to Rocky Horror. That's what Richard, what's his name, would say. So those, so I mean, yeah, whether that's good or not, that's what we watch. Of course, yeah, Dragon's Lair. Or Michelle, I'm not sure if Michelle Pfeiffer would be talking about it too much, but yeah, Maxwell, I was so in love with, well, not just Michelle, actually, I was, yeah, for that one. In the first one, it was Stockard Channing, those that I really loved. I was like, had such a crush on Stockard Channing from the first Grease film. But I'm Maxwell Caulfield, and I'm a huge Maxwell Caulfield fan. And Grease 2, I could relate to more because I was that kid. I was that quiet kid, the one that like read and um, literally I had like a. Remember, there's a scene. If I don't know if you've seen Grease 2 or not, but there's a sequence in Grease 2 where they're writing some stuff up, and she's like, and they're talking to Hamlet, and she's like, oh, you know all these. You're pretty smart. And he said, no, I just know some big words that impress some teachers. And I literally had that conversation with a girl once. And when I saw that happen in Grease 2, it was like a punch in the gut. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Except I didn't have a cool motorcycle that I was riding around with. Um, uh, Thoughts on the Sin City films? I like the first one. Second one, I'll be honest with you, I don't even remember it. I like rock horror. Phantom of Paradise. I can see that. I mean, like definitely, it's something that would work well with a as a streaming series. I I this is going to be hard. Hope Frank Miller stays away from it. Uh, does he have a chemical in Electric Dreams? I got to rewatch that. I got to see the movie again. I had to listen to the Love is Love song after I made a video here one day. I have actually. I'm a big fan. I'm also a huge fan of like Buffy, the series, and my favorite character on that was Giles. So my least favorite character on Buffy the series was Angel. Um, I don't know. Giles is my favorite character, and then it became like Spike. I gotta get that. I gotta find that somewhere. Look around. Now, that being said, I did like Angel the series, like it's in his own series. The first two seasons, at least, were really great. I think I just relate to the nerdy characters. um, oh, what I was saying. Oh, the next thing that I'm doing is when I'm doing what you call teach. I'll be doing next year, hopefully. I'm putting money away for it to do teaching English as a second language. Uh, and that's because I've always, always been like I've always thought of myself as like that's something I would love. I would love to teach. It was in Smallville too. Who? Angel? I don't think it was he. It's been a long time since I've seen. Like you mean like in an episode? He might have been. I just missed it. Oh, Alan's going. You going to bed, Alan? Have a great. I'm going it soon anyway. I gotta go to work. Have a great night. I did like Party Monster. True story, and Macaulay Culkin's really good in it. Oops, I almost dropped my phone. Oh, you're talking about Giles, right? Yeah, he was definitely in Doctor Who for an episode. He was in the Sarah Jane episode actually. Now there's an actor that I thought was going to be like was going to would could play the Doctor. Uh, he was in the episode with Sarah Jane and K9 when they brought Sarah Jane and K9 back before they ended up doing the Sarah Jane Chronicles. Rest in peace, Elizabeth Sladen. Did I like this? You mean the remake of Maniac? I did. I mean, a lot of people didn't like it. I don't think it's as good as the original, but I like what they did with it. I don't Warlock. Now, yeah, that's one of the ones I don't have. I did get my son actually one year because he was really like Sarah Jane. I got him like a season, the first season I think of Sarah Jane Chronicles. I was at like where is it? Canadian Tire. Got it, Canadian Tire. But I really did like the show and the most recent, like the John was it the John Pertwee one that I got of Doctor Who? I think it had an episode. Yeah, because Sarah Jane's in it. Or was it the? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it was the John Pertwee one. It might have been the Tom Baker one. One of the new series, no, complete Blu-ray sets had like had a two-part Sarah Jane episode that with Matt Smith in it, and it had like I think it's the John Pertwee one because it had like the girl, the Joe Grant's character. And with that, and at 79, almost 80 minutes, we have come full circle from starting with Doctor Who to talking about everything from my thoughts on fans and films and theories and stuff like that to coming right back to Doctor Who again. So we have gone cyclical all around. So with that being said, He did actually. I don't think I. Wait a minute. Maybe it's the David Tennant one. Which one is the wedding of? The wedding of one is the one. I think that's Matt Smith. Anyway, I am Aaron. This is my movie library. You guys are the movie club, and you guys rock. Again, you made for an awesome night, and I am going to have some. I would say tea, but I'm not because I got to go to work tomorrow morning. So, oh, it's 10. Okay, it is time for hot chocolate. Talk to you later, guys.